Yo, what's up guys? My name is GLOCO and welcome back to more Katawa Shoujo. So we are now at part 2 and I'm very glad that a lot of you guys liked the first part. So I'm really intrigued. A lot of people are saying that GLOCO, prepare your feels. You know, like this is the best grill. Oh, this girl is the best grill and something like that. So a lot of people are pretty much hyped up for this. So anyway, here we go. So this is where we left off in our room. Solid morning light shimmers against the light gray ceiling. I had forgotten to draw the curtains closed last night. This is my room, isn't it? My room. This is the third room this year that I'm supposed to call mine. Various things around here remind me that, indeed, it's me who is supposed to be the one living here. My bags on the floor, my new school books on the desk, my numerous medications on the night table. I stare at the bottles for a moment, deliberating until I open a bottle, shake out a pill, and pop out a tablet from a foil sheet. I down them with a chaser of water without thinking about the chemistry. My uniforms are in the closet. I slink out from under the sheets and stretch my back before dressing up. Yeah, putting on a new school uniform feels like dressing in someone else's clothes. The artificial smell of generic detergent invades my nose, but the feeling of fresh cloth against my back is a good one. A natural one. It feels like a school uniform as it should. It's not much different from what I used to wear before. That goes for other things too. So far, this place seems more or less like a normal school. Except for the people. I think back to my talk with Kenji yesterday. Misha's constant laughter and Shizune's sweeping sign language gestures. Well, I've only met 3 students so far. Maybe they aren't that normal, but I'm sure others are. Or perhaps people like them are what passes for normal around here. Yeah, what does pass for normal around here? What do people do? I didn't see a lot of kids hanging around after classes yesterday, so maybe there are clubs. If so, I wonder if I should join one. Alright, back to the classroom. All through class, the questions remains on my mind, so I decide to ask Shizune about it when we split into groups. After all, she did say if I had anything I wanted to know, I should ask her. Okay, Shizune-chan. What are you saying? ... She crosses her arms and shifts her gaze slowly to Misha, who looks more preoccupied with trying to grind the eraser of her pencil down so that the top is perfect and evenly flat. I do that all the time as well. OC people. Okay, what do you want, Shizune? Don't understand. Sorry, Shi-chan, is there something you wanted from me? Oh, I see. That's a good question, He-chan. My first thought is that means she doesn't know, which is worrying. Maybe I'm being too negative. Well, anyway, Misha, please don't prove me right. Oh, that's right. Everyone is encouraged to join a club. A lot of people do so because there isn't really anything else to do. There are also school events like the festival coming up in a few days. Almost every student in the school tends to help out with it, doing whatever. So, you actually transferred in at the busy time. Maybe you can help out too. Sure. Well, what's the festival about? Misha freezes. I don't know, He-chan. The truth is, it's a local event, and I'm not from this area, so... She starts signing desperately to Shizune, asking her to bail her out. Shizune adjusts her glasses at the end of an oddly grandiose flourish and starts signing hard and heavy. Okay, she's smiling, that's good. Oh! Who cares? Misha puffs out her chest as she shouts Shizune's words out at me with a disproportionate amount of pride. Too loud, I can see heads turning to look in our direction. Not so loud, Misha! Okay. Human beings evolve with each new generation. The ideals and beliefs behind festival will inevitably change with time. Is that what Shizune is trying to say? I think so. Now it's about delicious fried food and amusing little games that you play to win prizes. Is that how Shizune laughs? The teacher clears his throat very loudly, batting his long wooden pointer against his other palm like a baton. He shoots a pointed gaze at us. Finally noticing where we are, Misha stifles a yelp and quickly quiets down Shizune. Shizune doesn't seem embarrassed at all, though brushing it off without a care. Alright. We are in the middle of the class and should start working. That's right, Shi-chan! What? That's right, Hi-chan! Are you asking because you're interested in joining a club? It could have been my eyes playing tricks on me, but I think I saw a suspicious glance exchanged between them. Misha's tone has also changed, although it does that every other word anyway. Yeah, I was thinking about it. Misha and Shizune look at each other again. I'm about to ask what they have in mind when something dark flutters in my peripheral vision, catching my attention. Out of the corner of my eye, I see the girl with long dark hair get up from her desk and slip silently towards the door. It doesn't seem like she was working in any group, and no one seems to notice her but me. Aww, wait, what? I glance at the teacher, who's also looking at the dark-haired girl go. Why doesn't he say anything? Hi-chan, is something wrong? Do I look as uneasy as I feel? Or was Misha just looking at me, looking after the girl who left? No, Betsuni. Why are you smiling suddenly, Shizune? Okay, well, like we were asking, you don't have any plans for lunch today, do you? I thought I would go to the library and pick up some books. Not really. Ah, that was what I was trying to... never mind. Do you want to have lunch together then? Sure. Shizune is happy. Oh, that's a good sign. Yay! Wow! Okay, Shi-chan, perfect! The rest of class passes uneventfully. The girl with the long hair never came back. Before I have the time to put any more thought into where she could have gone, the teacher informs us that it's time to stop working. Shizune looks more than a little annoyed that we only just barely managed to finish all our work on time. I'm just glad we finished it all. It's not a contest or anything. Shizune is probably like the strict old, prim and proper type of, I don't know. Yes it is, Hi-chan! Impossible! Really? Really? I've noticed this before, but it's kind of funny how Misha is always moving her hands and signing not only everything she says, but what anyone else is saying at the given time. Oh, holy shit. Pretty awesome, Misha. Obviously, it must be so Shizune can understand it. Her eyes dart back and forth between Misha's hands and mine. I don't know who I'm supposed to be looking at. I'm talking to Misha, but that might be wrong. Maybe I should face Shizune. I'm used to looking in the direction of the person whose voice I'm hearing, but really, Shizune can't hear me, but it would be disrespectful to talk to her only through Misha. Then again, isn't that what she's doing? No, she's at least looking at me. This is all very confusing and will take some time to get used to. Tough to have some kind of a harem going on, huh? Well, not yet. It's not a contest because contests are competitions over a prize. If there's no prize online, it's not really a contest. Exactly. Shizune's eyes flash dangerously with a competitive glare. That's a competitive glare. She stares at me as if surprised that I'm challenging her. I think maybe this is a contest to her. I never noticed before how dark and blue her eyes are. It's truly an alluring gaze. Are you sure, Hee-chan? Very sure. Haha, you're wrong, Hee-chan, because I don't want to be the slowest one in the class. Therefore, what's on the line is my confidence in my abilities, and the prize is the satisfaction of proving them. Wahahaha! Shizune pushes her glasses up the bridge of her nose in a very matter-of-fact way. I'd argue more, but the bell rings, and she quickly gets up and picks her bag, looking at me expectantly. I had almost forgotten that I was supposed to have lunch with them. Okay, here we go. Where do you want to eat? The cafeteria. The cafeteria? That's so plain. Okay, let's go. Plain? Well, I guess. At my old school, I liked to eat outside, near the back of the building. It was a good spot, but I didn't find it until near the end of my freshman year. I wonder if there is a similar place to eat here. Misha seems to imply as much. Shizune and Misha pull me towards the cafeteria, which is surprisingly not packed. Maybe some students favor eating in classroom or outdoors. I saw some of my classmates had bento boxes. After we finished eating, Misha picks up where we left off earlier. So, Hee-chan, you wanted to know about clubs and stuff, right? Right? Right, Shi-chan. Okay, I guess it makes sense to ask first. Exchanging little nods of confirmation, they turn to face me again, and Misha straightens her posture as if she is about to deliver a speech. Hee-chan, do you have anything you're really interested in? Well, I used to play soccer, but I'm not really into it. I don't follow the teams and players or anything like that. As of late, I usually just read a lot. There is a book club, right, Shi-chan? Right? But it seems like they have all the members you can possibly have right now. Sorry, Hee-chan, it's a really popular club. Why are you smiling? Oh, okay, but more to the point, Hee-chan, does this mean that you don't have anything already in mind? Not really. Good, great, that's great, Hee-chan, really great! Oh, why it's so great? Why is it so great? No reason. Well, Hee-chan, other than clubs and the upcoming festival, there's one other thing. Student Council! I see. I didn't know this school had a student council. That was a very melodramatic setup though, just to tell me that. I'm pretty sure the two of them know this because Shizune looks a little embarrassed about it, and Misha is laughing. Shizune quickly retakes control of the discussion in a manner of speaking. After all, it's still Misha who has to voice whatever she says. Okay, I like that expression of Shizune. Right, Hee-chan, maybe you should join the student council. I could use more people. Yes, definitely, you should definitely join. Why? Well, for one, we could hang out every day, Hee-chan. Shi-chan and I are both in the student council. Actually, Shi-chan is the president! Oh, Kaicho! Kaicho Shizune-chan. I'm starting to get the suspicion that Shizune and Misha might not exactly be the most unbiased people to talk about with this. As if reading my mind, Shizune quickly adjusts her glasses and signs something to Misha. Of course, we're not trying to get you to join just because we would obviously benefit from you joining the student council and therefore have an incentive to try and get you to... Okay, what? You just... So you're admitting that... Okay, way to go, Misha.
No, we admit nothing! I mean, Hee-chan, of course it would be nice if you joined and we'd appreciate it. But even without all that, joining the student council shows a healthy interest in the workings of one's school. Yep, it's true, Hee-chan. Besides, don't you want to spend time with us after school, Hee-chan?
I can't tell if she is being genuine or if this is just a really good acting. Both of them seem to be trying hard to look their cutest, although they are already pretty cute to begin with. Okay, so Hee-chan is kind of interested with them. So, well, you two are pretty cute girls, so why not? So it's that.
Citizen, welcome to the student council, Hee-chan.
What the? No!
Aw, see, Hee-chan, of course it wouldn't go so easily.
Okay, what's that expression?
Yup, that's right though. It would be boring if it went that smoothly. Oh well, Hee-chan owes me candy now.
You were betting on it? Hey, my life is not a game here. Shizune seems very intrigued by this when Misha signs it to her. The aggressive glint returns to her eyes.
That's interesting, Hee-chan. Let's play a game.
That's not what I said.
How about rich man, poor man, Hee-chan? If you lose, you have to join the student council.
No, absolutely not!
Aww, why not?
Well, because you two both have the same incentive and therefore the same goal, which is to get me to join the student council, right?
Yup!
Yeah, that isn't my goal. But what this means is that both of you can team up and I'll be at a clear disadvantage. So I will have to decline. Shizune is angry.
Hee-chan, I'm very offended! Are you saying you don't trust us and that we will pull something so disingenuous? That makes me sad.
Gomen? It's hard to tell where Shizune's influence ends and Misha's thoughts begin. Oh, come on, Hisao.
In order to atone for hurting a young girl's feelings, you should definitely join the student.
God, these girls are manipulative. No!
Then how about a game of paper football instead of rich man, poor man?
Paper football?
Yeah, it's a game they play in America. You make a paper triangle, and then you try to shoot it past goalposts that the other player makes with their finger.
Oh! I know this shit! It's like... Wait, there's like a paper triangle, and then you do it like this, and then this is your goalie. Oh, wait, what the fuck, am I doing this right? Okay, so you like do this gesture. And then, like, this is a goalpost, this is a 2-post, and then you're gonna do this with your other finger to block the paper football, and your opponent will try to shoot it inside of here. Okay, is that good, guys? All right, back to the show.
Isn't it cool? It's the ultimate form of competition between two people, Hee-chan. And it's also played by elementary and middle school children, Hee-chan. Wow, that means it's a game that really separates the boys from the men.
More like the boys from the slightly older boys. Anyway, I'm not going to play that either. Just the fact that you know about it means you're probably surprisingly good at it.
Haha, yeah, that's true. How did you know, Hee-chan?
It just explained what the fuck. Texted me. Shizune frowns at Misha, telling me, hey, shut up, phone! Telling me that she probably wasn't supposed to admit that so readily. God damn it, Misha. I wouldn't say that I'm happy with their attempt to get me into the student council, but I'm a little curious about what the student council does here. I've never been in one before, or even know anybody who was a member, so it interests me. I also kind of like Shizune and Misha, so maybe it wouldn't be so bad. See, See, Hisao, you just gotta admit that you really like them, that they're really cute, and then they're like the best girls ever. Especially this girl. I'm loving Shizune so far.
Okay, Hee-chan, how about Risk? The game of world domination.
I don't know what that is.
It's really fun, Hee-chan. You fight for control over the world with armies on every side.
Are we talking about Command and Conquer here? It sounds like Shizune will be good at it. Yeah, being the manipulative little cute girl she is.
If you want to play, we can after school.
Man.
Really, Shi-chan? We can play just for fun, Hee-chan. Shi-chan hasn't played in a long time, so if you want to, there's no strings attached.
Man, let me just pause a moment to appreciate that Hisao is right now is having a really awesome school moment. You know, having a good time with girls, playing with them and stuff. This is really awesome. So jealous. God, I have such a good high school anime.
Well, okay.
That was me. Okay.
Okay. Perfect. We'll see you after school in the student council room then, Hee-chan.
Wait, why there?
Because that's where we keep the game.
I grimace to tell them how much I do not like this, but it's more of for show than anything. So in the end, I agree, but only after getting Shizune to acknowledge that I don't mean anything concrete just by accepting to take a look around and play a game with her. Lunch ends and we go back to class. Alright, here we go. Oh, it's the girl! Oh god, where did she go? During afternoon classes, the long-haired girl comes back and sits down in her seat without a word. Again, no one seems to notice, or if they do, no one says anything. I want to ask Misha about it, but I don't want to be so nosy. After school, Shizune and Misha quickly find me by the first floor lobby and latch onto me, covering each flank in case I might try to escape. I feel a little offended, but I'd been considering it. Nevertheless, I'm a bit disturbed that enough people have made a break for it in the past that they're on their guard. I see, okay. What's with the escort? This doesn't make me feel very comfortable. In fact, it makes me feel like a dangerous prisoner being transported to his cell.
What's wrong, Hee-chan? That's right, we're just going to play a game of Risk, remember?
I don't know, this all seems a little sinister to me. I start thinking that when we sit down to play the game, they'll tie me down and torture me until I agree to join the student council. Hey, that's not so bad, being tortured by two cute girls. Come on, man. Oh, that's highly unlikely, but still, for some reason, it just seems like it will be so plausible. Here we go. Getting to the student council room is as simple as turning 2 corners from where we started. What? That's it? This makes you guys being so on top of me seem a little silly.
That's not true, Hee-chan. Shi-chan says that when their life is threatened, people have shown the capability to pull off superhuman bursts of speed.
Life threatened? I'm scared. Her expression unchanging, Misha signs something amusedly to Shizune, who makes a baffling face and puts her hands behind her back, looking pleased with herself. Oh god, you're a sadist, Shizune-chan! Misha feigns deafness and hums cheeringly. Stop that, I know you heard me, you have no excuse unlike Shizune! Here we go. Shizune opens the door to the student council room. It's a very plain, sparsely decorated room. Although it is quite large, maybe even a little larger than a classroom. There's a big table in the center surrounded by chairs, and a smaller desk prominently placed in the back that I assume is Shizune's. There are a few regular desks and chairs stacked to one side, as well. Extras perhaps. Aside from the tables and chairs, the room doesn't have much else to offer. Just a couple of filing cabinets and bookshelves stacked with old school records and documents. Not much else. In fact, nothing else. This is a pretty bleak room. They could at least put a potted plant in here or something. But the most noticeable thing that this room doesn't have is other people. Are we early?
No?
What do you mean no? Does it mean nobody else is coming today? Why are you so haughty?
Yeah, that's right.
Before I manage to ask why that's the case, Shizune claps her hands together very energetically.
Hee-chan, let's play Risk! Come on, you promised, didn't you? You have to! Okay, do you want to know the rules? We can explain to you while we set everything up.
While Misha is talking, Shizune takes out what looks like a board game from behind one of the filing cabinets and throws it on the table. What kind of student council is this? It's like you're just playing games and stuff, I don't know. Actually, this looks kind of interesting. After Misha spends a little too long for her liking running through the basics with somewhat vague and confusing tutorial, Shizune cuts in and declares the game has started with a decisive motion, slicing her arms through the air. Starto! Shizune's aggressiveness is rubbing off onto me. I start feeling more competitive than I intended to be when I agreed to this. So how does this work? Halfway into the game, while I try to ponder how to defend against Shizune's assault from two fronts, she breaks my concentration by drumming her fingers on the table to get my attention. What?
Hee-chan wants you to know that you're taking too long to make a move. Hee-chan also says that she will let you keep Australia if you agree to join the student council.
What the fudge is this? I thought this was a game with no strings attached. Just the fact that she will dangle that over my head as an offer means that she knows I care about the outcome of this game. And anyway, no!
Hee-chan admires your fighting spirit and will be a benevolent dictator who will spare your people if you agree to join the student council.
God damn it, Shizune. You're so competitive, Shizune. She seems to take this as a compliment. I would expect the student council president to be a little more magnanimous. What does that mean? Magnanimous? Okay. She doesn't seem to know that the word means or how it's signed. So she pulls out a piece of paper and writes it for Shizune, who in return signs it back to Misha. Misha presses her index finger against her temples as if trying to physically imprint the word into her memory. Okay, I don't know what that means. Suddenly, Shizune bursts into a flurry of gestures. Misha looks daunted by the pace of her heated signing.
Oh wait, please slow down, Hee-chan. Hee-chan says you're going to lose.
Okay. Tell her I will crush her world empire with my rebellion.
Okay.
What the fuck? Hee-chan, those eyes of hers shine with a childlike mischief. Okay, this is GG, man. Okay, Shizune seems really passionate about this.
She says you have no chance if you keep playing like this. No, you won't.
So I don't know. What do I do? She says you have no... what do I pick? Oh god, I wanna... Being a YOLO person like me, I'm going to attack aggressively. She is either really mocking me or trying to trick me. I have nothing else to lose. So I might as well try something different. Maybe if I spread out my forces and try to control more territories, I can recoup the advantage. Shizune seems too focused on conquering whole nations, so maybe I can sacrifice my hold on continents to gain more small countries. It's worth a shot! A few turns later, I end up losing the game anyway. How does this game work anyway? Well, anyway, it's done. GG, well played, Shizune-chan. Shizune adjusts her glasses and victoriously, and allows herself to tentatively pump a fist in the air in celebration. Yeah! Okay.
Are you in? Are you in? Yatta!
There's no need to translate that, it was really pretty clear.
Don't look so sad, Hee-chan. You were really giving it at your best, that's what I thought. Sometimes your best just isn't good enough though. If anyone knows that, it's me. You did very well for someone who just learned how to play today.
Okay, Shizune seems to approve.
Hee-chan, you attacked Iceland and North America at the same time. That's a very daring move. Hee-chan is impressed. The mark of great people is that they are daring and that they can follow through. You're already halfway there. Isn't that great, Hee-chan?
Okay, and I'm getting tired from all of this narrating. Wait a moment, guys.
That isn't enough though. Just potential isn't enough. There is no point to potential if you don't take the first step, and there is no point to that if you don't keep going and want to see more. It's so hard. Everything's this.
Okay, here we go.
You're right, Hee-chan, but that's so demanding.
Okay. Alright. Why are you nearing me? Shizune leans forward, suddenly looking a lot less playful and more like the serious person I expected her to be from the start. Okay, what do you want, Shizune?
Hee-chan, would you like to join the student council?
She really doesn't waste any time, does she? But it's only my second day of school, so I am hesitant about committing to something so early. I haven't even taken a look at any other clubs yet. But spending time with Shizune and Bisha doesn't seem like something I will hate. I still need more time to think about it before I decide for sure. Maybe. I'll get back to you on it. Oh, come on, Hisao, just join.
Okay, Hee-chan, but I hope you're not just saying that so we don't feel bad.
No, really.
Really? Hontoni? Hee-chan, if you're going to say that, you're saying that it is definitely the truth, and that there can't be any mistaking it.
I know, I guess I should have more revenge for losing at the very least. What the hell, Shizune? Shizune smiles at that in a mischievous way that feels like twisting the knife in the wound of my loss. I take a glance at the clock on the wall and realize that I've spent far longer playing Risk than I expected. Thoria, I think I have to go. I wanted to go to the library. It's not closed yet, is it? Shizune scratches her head and gestures to Misha. How hard can it be to determine whether the library is open? There's a clock right on their wall. It should be useless. The librarian is absent. I think you're right, Hee-chan. We think the library is open. It's on the second floor. Can't miss it. Do you want us to show you where it is? No thanks, it's okay. See you tomorrow. Matane!
Bye-bye!
Well, that was fun. One flight of stairs up and I run into problems. The second floor hallway is a carbon copy of the third floor of what the fuck? Okay. Wide, of course, and plain, like only hallways can be. The problem is that the library's whereabouts are not as easily determined as one would think. The classrooms are marked with signs stating which class they belong to, but there is a plethora of other unmarked rooms. Is there a library on one of them, or is it just somewhere down the hallway? I bet on the latter and choose my direction at random. After I turned around the corner, an unmarked door draws my attention because it's not closed. It's not open either though, just barely ajar, so that I can't see it's open and nothing else. It will make sense for the library door to be invitingly open, and while this one's not quite that, it's good enough. At the very least, it means that someone is inside and I can ask for directions no matter how embarrassing that is. I gingerly push on the center of the door with my fingertips, every muscle in my arm readily to pull back at the moment's notice. The feeling of being an outsider to this school can't be shaken from my mind, So much so that I instinctively fear doing something wrong by entering. What kind of creaky door? Okay. The door slowly creaks as if groaning from a deep sleep. So it's much easier to open than I anticipated. Leaning over and poking my head ever further inside to gain sight of the room as fast as possible, the meek hello on my lips is quickly snatched away. Oh, it's a new girl! It's a new girl! Okay, she's a blondie. Looks like a prim and proper girl. Okay, here we go. This is not as I was expecting. I mindlessly let the door open to its full extent, taking in the sight of the solitary figure taking center in the stage in the otherwise abandoned room. The situation steals my voice, leaving me standing at the doorway staring at the beautiful girl. Evidently, having taken her time to assess the situation, the girl gently puts down her teacup and opens her eyes, but doesn't look at me. Okay, what kind of voice should I give this wavy-haired girl? She looks like a very prim and proper girl. Okay, I'll give her some kind of mature voice. There you go. Hello there, may I help you? That's too mature, God. Staring directly in front of herself, the movements of her lips seem to break the silence rather than the words. However, it's the soft, measured voice that reminds me of she's a being separate from the room itself. So it's a soft, measured voice, okay? Not only is she likely the tallest girl I've ever laid eyes on, but even among the foreigners I've met, she's strikingly distinct. Hi, sorry for intruding. I was just kind of lost. Lost in your eyes? Ah, fuck you, GLOCO. She takes a moment to formulate a response before speaking. Every action she takes feels as if it's carefully choreographed beforehand. Like, you gotta keep the image of a prim and proper foreigner, huh? Okay, I'm gonna give her a British accent! Here we go! Care to take a seat? Unexpected, considering that I'm intruding upon her. Thanks. I slowly step towards another seat opposite her, the girl resting the teacup and saucer on the wooden table in between. The way she doesn't track my movements with her head is telling that, and the slight cloudiness to her eyes means she must be at least partially blind, like Kenji. Come to think of it, her voice doesn't have any detectable accent either. I guess she must be half Japanese. Oh god, fine then, I won't give her an accent. Freaking hell. As I take my seat, her composure takes me slightly off guard. Her air of relaxed confidence makes the silence entirely comfortable. The calming atmosphere is so very different from the student council office. I take it you're a new student to Yamaku? Yeah, I just transferred in yesterday. I get the distinct feeling my speech patterns don't match the formality of hers, accentuated by her restrained bow of greeting. One which I hasten to match, before realizing the futility of the action.
I'm Lily Sato, pleased to meet you.
Hisao Nakai. She gives a nod before gesturing roughly in the direction of her teacup.
Would you care for a drink?
Sure. As much as it pains me, I can't step with her formality in the proceedings. She gives a kind nod, taking their request in stride. Without another word, she steps off the chair and prepares a second cup from a collection of supplies laid out along a shelf. A brush here, a brush there, her left hand often lightly touching the side of whichever container she's pouring onto. It seems to be a process she's followed dozens of times before. As I lead sideways to see around her back, she seems to use her long, dainty finger to measure the right amount of water in the cup. Oh, kind of like how Filipinos measure rice with, I don't know. It's one thing to see the different disabilities the students in my class have, but it's quite another to see how everyone seems to adapt. Shizune and Misha have no problem working together to communicate to me, and Lily herself seems to have workarounds for problems I've never thought of. While I feel slightly guilty about her doing the work, she seems pleased to be following the correct process of the offerer preparing the drink.
So?
Her soft voice brings me out of my silent observance.
Which room were you looking for? It's not often this classroom is visited after school.
The school library, Shizune and me, some classmates told me it was on this floor. She finishes pouring water into the teacup as she nods, a small metallic tapping coming from the teacup indicating it being stirred.
I'm aware of Miss Hakamichi, as are most students. To be with them means you're in class 3-3, no?
That's right, in the science room with Muto. She gives a small giggle before setting down the teaspoon and slowly walking towards the table, teacup and saucer in hand.
He's quite a character. I imagine you'll come to like him most do.
As she sets down the tea, I gently take it and have a sip. I'm really more of a coffee person, but this seems like a rather bad moment to bring it up. God damn it, just enjoy the moment, Hisao! Nonetheless, it smells quite nice. I hardly think it'd be hard to choke down. Thanks, Sato, it really tastes nice. She smiles and quickly waves her hand in front of her face, like, what the fuck?
Lily, please, there's no need to be too formal.
She says this in spite of her exceedingly well-bred speech. Oh well. I guess I should try and ask her about herself, as if it really does seem as if she's catering to me. So, which class are you from? I imagine it's one of the third-year classes?
Correct, I'm in class 3-2, which is on the 3rd floor, same as yours. It's taught by Miyagi and is specifically for both blind and partially blind students.
I see. Sorry. I feel like slapping myself for the fox pass looking at her face. She doesn't seem in the least bit put off by it. I should really practice how to read this stuff.
My, arara! There's no need to change your speech on my account.
Sure, sorry, I guess I'm really showing my newness here.
An environment like this will be a big change, so I can't fault you for it. While the same can't be said for everyone, many have come to terms with their conditions.
A category which would include her, it seems. All too ready to jump ship from this particular topic, I segue into another. Do you come here to drink tea often? It's a really nice place. Thinking on it, that might be her version of the place behind my school that I like to have lunch at.
I come here fairly often during lunch times. My duties as class representative don't leave enough time for an official club, so a friend and I use this room for having tea.
Class representative, huh? Compared to Shizune, her mannerisms seem to be almost completely opposite. While Shizune is blunt and fiercely driven, Lily seems relaxed and calm, almost aloof. Come to think of it, she might be useful for a less biased view of the school's clubs. What kind of clubs are you there to join?
The more popular ones are the track and field club, which uses the field near the school during lunch times, the baseball club, and the book club in a room near the library. There are also numerous ones too, although such as the art and music clubs. At the time when I'm just wanting to get on my feet, rushing into a club right— oh, sorry, it's me. At the time when I'm just wanting to get on my feet, rushing into a club right away seems slightly unappealing. I wonder if this school shares the same rule as my old one. Is it compulsory to join a club? It isn't, though it is encouraged.
Ah, good, that's a relief. I've really let down my guard around this girl to let such a thing slip out. The fact seems to slightly amuse her. God damn it, Hisao. Not wanting my tea to get cold, I finally start drinking it as Lily does the same. Okay. Wow, time flew by. As I look over to the window over her shoulder, I notice the light coming into the room has a distinctly orange tint. Even here, time doesn't stand still. Huh, the time guns quickly.
Oh, sorry?
Alright, she's blind, of course she can't see the sun setting. It just looks like the sun's starting to set. It seems to come as a surprise for her. I guess she might have lost track of the time as well.
Sorry Hisao, I didn't mean to keep you from the library for so long.
I quickly move to allay her concern. Allay her. Ah, no, it's okay. The library's still open, isn't it? She pauses and takes a moment to think on it. It's probably something I should have asked Shizune when I had the chance, but Lily seems likely to know in any case.
True, it's open until 6:30 during
weekday. Sorry, my voice is changing.
True, it's open until 6:30 during weekdays.
A quick glance at my watch confirms I have well enough time to get there. I might get going in that case. It's been nice talking with you, Lily. She smiles and gives a nod, a deep nod, her hands still neatly folded on the table in front of her.
It was my pleasure. Oh, come to think of it, shall I show you to where the library is?
I couldn't possibly ask for more help. I should be able to find it alright. Well, unless my navigational skills fail me. Which they seem to have a habit of doing.
It's alright, I was going to be talking to the librarian there in any case. I could introduce you.
This gets better and better. It's pretty hard to deny her offer. If you're sure, then that'd be great. Thanks. I thought the librarian was absent. Anyway, here we go. As she stands up to follow me, she takes hold of a straight, retractable cane that had been slipped in the handle of her bag on the floor. Compared to the cane the boy in my class had, Lily's looks much thinner and longer. His must be for support, whereas Lily's is for navigation. Together, we leave the peaceful room and enter the empty hallway on the way to the library. Side by side, my pace carefully slowed to match hers. We slowly walked through the hallway. It doesn't take long for us to arrive at the door to the warm-looking room, apparently situated in the center of the floor rather than either wing. Ladies first. She gives an appreciative smile at the gesture, taking the lead as we file in. To the left is the wooden library counter, with the library proper being on the right. It easily dwarfs my old school's library, with the distinct smell of old books giving the place an almost old-world air. There doesn't seem to be a lot of students here. Considering the time, it isn't a big surprise. Everyone's probably either in the school grounds or the dorms.
Yuko, are you here?
She says it to the thin air. The librarian doesn't seem to be present, and of course, Lily can't see this. What's unexpected is that it draws a reaction. What the fuck? Something from under the counter thuds against it, followed by a quiet wail. Oh, ow! Oh, you're the librarian. Okay. The origin. Apparently the librarian quickly crawls out and bounces up to extremely rigid attention.
Hi Lily, how can I help you?
Her voice is strained in a failing attempt to sound casual, and she's rubbing the back of her head. Okay.
How can I help you? Good afternoon. What happened just now? I heard a strange sound. It's nothing. I just hit my head. See, I dropped an eraser under my desk, and while I was looking for it, the pencil dropped, and when I was looking for both of them, you came and surprised me.
I'm gonna go for that kind of reading.
Are you alright? I'm sorry I couldn't know. It's okay. Sorry for making you worry. This is nothing. I've had worse happen to me.
She's quick to reverse Lily's apologies, almost frantically trying to push aside the possibility that she could be in anyway inconvenienced by bashing her head in the counter. Yes, worse things have happened. The girl fidgets with her fingers as Lily doesn't seem to drop her concerned expression, and then she shuffles some papers around the counter for no reason. A little shorter than Lily, replete with glasses, freckles, and a very troubled look, she seems to fit a library perfectly. Okay.
Oh, Lily, did you get my message?
Message?
A message? Oh, the 2 imported books that arrived? Right, they finally came. I can't believe it took so long, but...
Amid her celebrations, partially for managing to change the topic, I'm sure she noticed me from the corner of her eye and freezes on the spot when she does.
Oh no, I'm sorry for not noticing you before. Did you need to check out the book or return one? I'm sorry.
The way she can so quickly shift between moods is a little unsettling.
He's with me, Yuko. This is Hisao, a new student. Hisao, this is Yuko, the school librarian.
Pleased to meet you.
Hisao, right, Hisao. Pleased to meet you too, Hisao.
For a second, she visibly attempted to engrave the name on her mind so she wouldn't forget.
Yuko often arranges to import foreign books in Braille for me.
Oh, that's pretty nice.
Would you like to tell Hisao a little something about the library, Yuko-chan?
Lily's innocent suggestion is met with an expression of abject terror.
Please, Lily, I can't. I don't know what he could be interested in. This is too much responsibility.
How it's any responsibility at all, I don't get. But her objection is so sincere, I don't doubt for a second that she would rather disembowel herself on the spot than tell me where the light novels are. Okay. Alright.
But...
So there are a lot of books in Braille here, huh? I attempt to save the day by asking the first thing that pops into my head. It seems to work at least partially, as Yuka seems to not exactly relax, but at least looks slightly less tense.
Well, I think about a third or a fourth of Yamaku's library is either in Braille or audio.
Makes sense, given all the blind students that be here. If it's only that, how come this library is so big in the first place?
Well, we get a lot of new books regularly because the library is adequately endowed. That's probably why. They spend more on new books than on my salary, and then I have to organize and shelve all of them. It's so troublesome and they weigh so much. I wish I could quit this job.
A very awkward silence follows this revelation of too much information. I'll go check the aisles then, if you don't mind. It's probably best for all of us if she doesn't keep talking to me.
Very well. Meanwhile, Yuko, I would have those books if it's alright with you.
My first impression was right. The library is surprisingly big. Ambling down the narrow aisles, I studied the spines of the books in random order, occasionally sliding one out to read the blurb, taking it with me if it looks good. In a few moments, I have a respectable stack of books in my arms. I guess I'll never be stuck for choice in here. The normality of the library sinks in. Sure, there are large print and braille books scattered throughout, but it is what it is, a library. It's as if the calm mood from the room I had tea with Lily in snuck with us in here, unless it was here to begin with. Something about that puts me at ease, just like before. I reach the end of the aisle and find a collection of desks set up for study or personal reading. Going a little further though, I discover a nice quiet corner at the back. While the rest of the library has the odd student sitting at the desk, either reading or stealthily sleeping, the back is pretty much deserted. As I glanced around, I see someone who I recognize sitting on one of the several beanbags. Oh, it's a girl! It's a black-haired girl! It's a dark-haired girl from my class, the one who snuck out of the classroom earlier. She's reading a book, keeping it close to her face which makes her look like she's really into it. From the way she was acting today, I had her pegged as more of a delinquent than a bookworm. In fact, her mysterious disappearance from the class raises all sorts of whys in my head. Intrigue floats slowly, but surely towards the surface, and before I know it, I'm walking towards the mysterious long-haired girl. I guess there's no harm in introducing myself as I would with anyone else. She's a classmate after all. Walking over to another beanbag, I take a seat and lay my books beside it. The girl starts looking scaredly up at me from underneath her fringe. This is the first time I've seen her this close. Underneath her long, dense bangs, I can see that part of her face, at least a third of it, not a half, is pretty badly scarred. My eyes are immediately drawn to the scars, subconsciously peeking past her hair until they meet her own eyes. For a second, I am shocked and divert my eyes to the book in her hands before I realize that looking away probably only makes it worse. God damn it. It takes too many seconds to collect myself, and I remember what I walked up to her for. I want to be casual. Hi, I'm new here, Hisao Nakai. We're in the same class. I just transferred here the other day. Maybe you don't remember? I did a self-introduction too. The girl still doesn't say a word, but simply stares at me wide-eyed. I'm still getting used to the place, so I'm trying to meet as many people as I can. So, what's your name? Oh, she can speak, okay.
Hanako.
Her speech is stuttering and so quiet that it's barely audible even in a still library. Somehow I think that my delinquent impression of her was wrong. Totally opposite, huh? Hanako, eh? So, what are you reading? She gently tips the book backwards so that I can read the title, at the same time hiding her face behind it. She must have noticed me staring before. Oh, Life of Pi! I love that book! I love the movie! I watched the movie. I've never heard of it before. What's it about?
A boy and a tiger. On a boat.
I can see this taking some time. Sounds interesting. Is it any good? She nods from behind the book, but stays silent. She looks kinda tense, a bit like Yuko earlier, but in a different way, more like petrified with terror, I'd say. So the mysterious delinquent girl turned out to be anything but, and she's quivering in a way that makes it look like she is mortally afraid of me. She is probably antisocial. The only way out of this, as far as I can tell, is to try to get a normal conversation going. Is it a library book? I'm looking for new ones to read, but there's just so many.
No, it's mine.
Oh, so do you come here often? What the fuck, Hisao? A huge blush spreads on Hanako's face and her eyes widen far larger than I thought it was possible for eyes to do. Uh-oh, did she interpret my lame attempt at small talk as a feeble attempt to pick her up? That's what I thought! Like, did you come here often? Fuck you, Hisao! Sorry for the language. I'm kinda embarrassed as well. Okay. I didn't mean it like that.
Atashi...
I'm
gonna do
mumbling! Without warning, Hanako takes off and runs towards the counter. Her hair-like takeoff catches me so off guard that I don't manage to go after her until she has a good head start. By the time I reach the counter, she is nowhere to be seen. Lily and Yuko are happily chatting away. Knowing that I won't be able to catch Hanako myself, I approach the girls. Hey, did you see or notice a girl run past here?
Maybe, what did she look like?
Long, dark hair, kinda shy. She had, well, some scars on her face.
You wouldn't be talking about Hanako, will you?
Yeah, that's her. I saw her reading and tried to talk to her, but I think I scared her off or something.
Oh dear, Yuko, will you excuse me? I'd better try and find her. Sure, I'll just hold on to these until you come back.
What's going on?
I'm sorry, but I'll have to explain it to you some other time.
Alright, I'll see you later then. Lily hastily grabs her cane and hurries out of the library, leaving me alone with Yuko. I don't think I'll ever get the hang of this place. Did I do something wrong?
Oh, what did you do?
Nothing! I just talked to her. Tried to get to know her. Didn't even manage to get started. Yuko sighs and looks awfully bothered, even more so than she did before.
I guess you weren't wrong, so much as tactless.
Tactless?
That girl is a bit of a special case. It's like she never really talks to anyone.
Isn't that a bit strange?
I wonder. It's just how she is, I think.
Yuko doesn't sound all that convincing. Then again, maybe this is just the norm around here. Everyone has their own problems, or else they wouldn't be here. Yep, perhaps I was being a little tactless after all. But how should I deal with these people? Forcing myself to act overly casually only makes me feel phony. Like I was supposed to be ignoring the elephant in the room. Yuko fidgets, looking like she wants to say something to that, but resists it.
I think it's an elephant only if you feel that way.
I guess she doesn't have a good sense of self-restraint. It makes me smile and she blushes heavily.
Oh, did that sound stupid?
No, it sounded really wise. I guess you're right. It's more about me than anyone else. Neither of us had anything to do, so Yuko fills the silence by shuffling some papers around. People who have papers on their desk really like doing that.
Did you find any books? I should be closing soon. I mean, this library should be closing. But I have to do it. I hope that's not too inconvenient for you. Oh yeah, I want some books, but...
I want some books, but I left them over there because... I'll just go get them. I fetched my stack of books from behind the beanbags where Hanako and I were sitting, and returned to the counter.
Wow, you read a lot, don't you?
I surprised myself with that too, honestly. At least when I really think about it. I had a lot of free time earlier this year, so I just kind of started reading books to fill that time. I couldn't do much else.
I see.
But she doesn't say anything else, and just checks out my books for me. I guess this is what they call tact. Holding the library books with one arm, I trawl my pocket for the key to the door. A sudden sound from behind startles me, making me nearly drop the books I'm carrying, or the key that I almost managed to get into the lock. Who is it? Oh, fuck you, Kenji. I turn around to see who is talking to me. It's Kenji. He seems to be in a friendly mood, although the light glinting of his glasses in the dark gives him a sinister look. It's just me. This makes him pause and licks his lips nervously. What the fuck?
Who is me? I don't know anyone called me. Are you some new guy again?
His voice is suddenly strained and quick. Yes, but we've met before. Yesterday.
I don't think so. I wouldn't remember anyone. Someone who I met only yesterday. When was that? What day is it today?
I try to ignore him. Is he joking or what?
Prove that we've met before.
You live across the hall. You're Kenji. Kenji jumps back, his eyes filled with an uncomprehending fear.
How do you know my name? Damn, this can only mean one of the two things. Either we have met and you're telling the truth, and I just can't remember it, or you are a spy.
He pauses.
A psychic spy.
His eyes dart around me, trying to peek into my room, although it's hard to believe he can see anything through those thick glasses. His mood swung from friendly to manic in less than a minute. I'm not a psychic.
How do I know that? I'm not a mind reader.
Kenji points a finger in my face damningly.
Unlike you!
Stop that, man. We just met yesterday. What's wrong with you? I live in this room.
Lies! If you think you can pass as Hisao because I'm legally blind, you are sorely mistaken. You don't even look like him. I mean, the resemblance is real slim. Maybe at a distance, but who do you think you are kidding?
I want to grab him by the shoulder and shake him. Exasperated, I rub my eyes and let out a heavy sigh. Stay there! Kenji comes closer, one careful step at a time. I stay still as he assaults me physically, although I doubt he can do much damage if he did. Oh wait, I see it now. Damn, it really is you. Fuck that mood change. Sighing again, and then once again for good measure, I step backwards just in case. What's up, man? You don't look too good. I think something wrong? I don't know, just had something stupid happen to me. A few stupid things, actually. Even if you discount this one. I can't get a proper touch on other people here, and I have no idea if it's because of me or because of them. I don't know why I'm telling this to Kenji. It's not like we've had any contact either. That's rough, dude. Yeah, I'm sorry about calling you a psychic spy and all, but you can never be too careful. It's the hard reality we live in. I'm slowly starting to think that Kenji isn't necessarily living in the same reality as the rest of us. You see, this is how it is. This world, there is no justice, you see? Even when I lose, I win, because I don't lose the lesson. What does that even mean? It doesn't matter. He dismisses it flatly with a wave of his hand. So what happened? Why the long face? Do you have a long face? It's nothing, I just scared some girl off accidentally, literally too. She actually ran away from me. Was my fault really? I think. I'm not really used to all this yet. A girl? A cute one? Cute? That's a hard question. She had a nice body and really beautiful hair, but the face? I guess it could go either way. I think she was pretty cute, guys. Yeah, cute I guess. I knew it! There are a lot of cute girls here, a strangely disproportionate amount. I believe this is one of the dark secrets of this school. I tried to warn you, man, but did you listen? I don't remember any such warning. Dark secrets? Yes, dark secrets. Extremely dark, like a black hole. Have you noticed that the number of girls in this school is slightly, but significantly higher than the number of boys? It's like 60 to 40. He turns his head to the left and stares off into the distance at nothing. Why is it like this? I mean, to the unstrained eye, it doesn't seem to appear to be that bad, but that is a full 20%. One would think that a school with such a huge pool of women would be a man's dream, but no! What I am about to tell you could blow your mind. Are you ready? I don't know where this is going. No, I'm not ready. I only get as far as turning the doorknob before Kenji starts talking again, showing that he only doesn't really care if my mind is blown or not. I believe that this school is a battleground, the site of a feminist infiltration. This disparity in the number of men to women is a clear sign of how far they have come. In case this Cold War turns hot, they will have a superiority in numbers. Just another skirmish in the internal war against the forces of the feminists. They're everywhere. In Japan, women outnumber men. It's not a 60-40 split, but it's only a matter of time, man. Even in America, women are the majority by a hair. They're building up their numbers. In the past, the buildup of military has always been the clearest sign of imminent war. Japan is just the first step. Our economy is badass, and the country itself is small and isolated, yet a huge part of the Pacific in terms of political value. The perfect target. They are so cunning, as expected of women. Soon, the day will come when... Kenji's voice trails off ominously. That is... why you can't trust them. They will string you along and then kill you, just as they killed me. You will end up just like me. Oh hell no! Oh hell no! Can't stop myself from blurting it out. Hey, what the hell does that mean? You said it, not me! It's the best I can think of. So you're not supposed to say anything like that. Damn, so rude. Where was I? Oh yeah, vast feminist conspiracy. Stop it! Just stop it, man! I lost you way back there somewhere. Somewhere around feminist infiltration. too hard to follow. It's cool. I have some graphs and stuff in my room, and puppets. You like puppets? No, no puppets. You don't like puppets? Okay, graphs are still cool though, right? He speaks energetically, responding almost before I'm done talking, moving his hands in an animated way as he continues to rant on. This is too strange. I had him pegged as a relatively normal, but it's clear that I was wrong. Something on your mind, dude? I'm just thinking about what it's like to be the last sane man in an insane world. Genji frowned, looking deeply upset. You mean that's you? That can't be, because I'm the last sane man in an insane world. It is my dream. You can't just steal a man's dream. What the hell, man? There can't be two last sane men. It will invalidate the whole last part. And that part is kind of important. There can only be one. Like in the foreign movie where there could only be one. And in the end, there is only one dude left because that was the point. What? I have never seen anyone talk so heatedly and so defensively about absolutely nothing before. Anyway, if you wait here, I can get my graphs. I also have a list of other dark and complex conspiracies that this school holds. As tangled as... Quick! Finish my analogy for me, be a pal. I am going to go to bed now. It's extremely late. That doesn't sound like an analogy, but whatever. I like you. You seem like a cool dude. Oh god. Most people don't understand what I'm talking about when I try to explain the vast feminist conspiracy to them. Denial is a terrible thing. Later. Finally, holy shit, that guy is something else. Freaking Harry Potter is something else. He claps me on the back and then vanishes into his room so quickly and quietly, it's like he didn't even open the door but instead walked right through it like a ghost. I don't know if I can fully digest what just happened, so I give up and just go to my room, kicking off my shoes before falling face first into bed. It takes me some time to relax and get up, so I can get started on homework. It's because the sheets are cool and comforting against my cheeks, and it feels good just lying there with my eyes closed. This school is like some kind of bizarre and surreal island. It's isolated on top of a mountain, and each person is stranger than the last. Just can't seem to fit in. What irony would think that fitting in a place that's made for people who are unfit for anywhere else will be easy? Maybe I'm trying too hard. Although I say that, it doesn't help to take the edge off, and the words are left echoing off my empty walls. I guess it's not as bad as I expected though. This place really is more a school and less a hospital, pretending it's a school than I thought it would be. If nothing else, the scenery is beautiful. I open one eye, seeing the school books and bottles of pills arranged side by side on my desktop. Maybe this place is too much like a normal school after all. Okay, holy crap. Whew! That was a really long part, guys! Holy shiz! Okay, so here is the next day. So I'm gonna save it here for now. So, save it. Okay, there we go. So I am going to end this part here, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. It was a lot of fun. We've met 2 new girls. I mean, actually 3 if you count the librarian. And they seem to be very interesting characters. I'm liking Lily so far, but I don't think she's the girl that I would, you know, go after in this game. I mean, this has roots, but I want to go for Shizune. I really like Shizune. She's the type of girl I really like. So we'll see, okay? So whatever happens, I'm not going to change my choices. My choices will stay as it is. I don't know how my choices will affect it from here on out, but so far it's so good. Alright, so I'll see you guys again in my next episode of Katawa Shoujo or in my next videos, guys. So please take care and have a nice day, alright? Oh yeah, like, comment, and subscribe. Check with your friends if you liked it. Alright, wait a minute. So guys, I'm gonna end this episode here. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, leave a comment, share it with your friends, and favorite it. If you want more videos, do check out my channel for more and subscribe. I'll see you guys again in my next episode. Goodbye! So we're in the gym storage room, and you guys know what happens in the gym storage room, huh? Yandere-chan, what are you doing? Oh my god, do not take a picture of me like that, man, come on!